Your home for this interview.
Okay.
It's a very marvelous and lovely home.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you.
Brother Williams, I'd like to begin just by saying that it is said that truth will set us free. And it's obvious that we have not found truth because we are not a free people. And I have come here in Chicago to ask you to dig down into your wellspring of wisdom and your research. In the past, you've shared an enormous amount of research with us. I want you to help us as African people find truth that will lead us to an understanding of our ancient history, back to Africa, back to ourselves, back home, that we may be free. And I'd like to begin this interview, sir, asking you in your opinion why it is that millions and millions of Africans, even on the continent and throughout the diaspora, cannot seem to marry themselves to their history. I know it's been presented to us in a distorted form, but why is it that we can't find our way back home?
Well, Clemson, it has something to do with the people who created the subject matter called history. And those people were the Europeans. They created history during the Renaissance era of Europe, during the age of supposed enlightenment for the Europeans. And we're talking about in the middle of the 16th century when the Renaissance for the learning process by way of literature and by way of a beginning organized school system for the Europeans, which was created in Europe, in Germany, for the very first time in world history. And in their curriculum, they created what is known as a subject called history. And as you know, whoever writes history controls history. So therefore, they wrote us as an African people out of history. And if they put us in history, they put us in history as a negative form or negative force. In other words, the only way that we can find our way back to our greatness is that we, as African people, have to claim ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt is the only entity in the whole entire world that will give us back our greatness. So we, as an African people, we're going to have to find our way back to ancient Egypt. And in so doing, you will find our greatness, which is lying unclaimed in the continent of Africa. And the second thing that's blocking us from understanding our history is that we're going to have to divest ourselves of all religions. Religions has divided us spiritually, mentally, and otherwise. So therefore, we're going to have to divest ourselves of all religions. We have to know that there's never been a man that ever walked the earth in human form of any race, creed, or color by the name of Jesus Christ. We have to know that there's never been a man that ever walked the earth in human form by the name of the Prophet Muhammad. We have to know that there's never been men that ever walked the earth in human form by the name of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, or Moses, that all religions are man-made, pagan, heathen, occult religions based on mythology. We're going to have to understand that. In order for you to understand anything about these religions, we're going to have to know ancient history. And in so doing, you will uncover the true facts about these man-made religions based on mythology. The third thing we're going to have to do is that we're going to have to understand that man created these religions, and in so doing, man created God. We're going to have to get away from this God concept, which is destroying us as a people, because we don't understand that concept, because they teach you that God is synonymous with the Creator, which is totally untrue. Okay? And one has to remember some true facts about religion. One has to realize that a human being on earth, no matter what race, creed, or color that he or she belonged to, was created by their personal creator who used their mother and father as human instruments to bring them forth into this world in human form, giving them an indwelling spirituality. But your Creator never gave you a religion. It was man who gave you the religion. Your Creator gave you an indwelling spirituality that's still indwelling inside of you at this very moment that I'm talking to you. Your spirituality is connected with the whole entire universe by way of your pineal gland. Every human has a pineal gland. And that pineal gland serves as a conduit between the human being and the whole universe. Okay? And the bottom of your pineal gland is your nostrils. What do you do with your nostrils? You intake air. You breathe to keep that indwelling spirit alive that's inside of you. And once you understand that, this conduit, the pineal gland, which is nothing but brain fibers that's connected in your brain, and your nose, like I said before, is the bottom of that, which intakes air to keep those conduit and your brain cells alive, and thereby keeping you in consciousness with the whole entire universe. This pineal gland serves as a conduit to connect you with your Creator. It serves as a receiver and a sender. Okay? And once you understand that it's you, the human being, having an indwelling spirituality that's connected to the whole entire universe. This is your spiritual power. This conduit exposes you consciously to the whole entire universe via this conduit that you have inside of you as a human being. And you also have to realize that there's a little voice in every human being on earth. And that little voice that you hear and talk to, and that little voice that gives you directions, gives you hunches and ideas and things of that nature, that's your Creator. This is given to you free by your Creator, who used your mother and father as human instruments to bring you forth into this world. You have to understand that. You have to also understand that your Creator never gave you a religion. Your Creator gave you everything that you would spiritually need to sustain yourself as long as you live. But your Creator never gave you a religion. All these religions is the one that's keeping us down in chain and in bondage to these various religions. Because what happened, these religions clogs your artery between you and your Creator, simply because every religion has laws, rituals, customs, and ceremonies for an individual who embraces a religion to abide by. This keeps you in bondage, in spiritual bondage. You were born spiritually free. You were born free of that until your parents or someone introduced you to a religion that you know nothing about. Anybody who says that they are a Christian or a Muslim or black Hebrew Israelite or a Jew, a Buddhist, knows nothing about those religions. You see? So one has to realize that. And then also one has to realize that there are four things that keep all religions together. Or there are four things which is the glue that keep all religions together. Those four things are one's belief in the religion, one's faith in the religion, and every religion has literature that's attached to that various and forms of religion. In other words, the Christianity has the Holy Bible, Islam has the Quran, Judaism has the Torah and the Talmud. Those are religious literatures that's connected to these various religions, the three major Western religions. And the fourth thing that keeps these religions together is fear. They teach